ladies and gentlemen. I am Chriz, aka the Mole. Joining me is Richter Hammer.
Hello.
And James Phoenix.
Hello.
And this is the second installment in which we look at a movie based upon a popular child franchise, in which they all learn together to come together for a common goal of saving our world and their own. I speak, of course, of the Emoji Movie. No,
You're a bad
no
person.
Emoji Movie. I love this movie. No. And ironically, it's better than what we're actually going to be reviewing. This one, Transformers, Rise of the I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up.
Revenge of the Fallen.
It doesn't matter at this point.
I feel like the scary movie version is Rise of the Fallen and I Can't Get Up.
Yeah.
It will be, which is bad.
It will be.
But this is the sequel to the
So
last.
I'm assuming in that version Jetfire is the main character.
He discards Optimus.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a case of this is the sequel to the last Transformers film we reviewed, which was just Transformers. And yeah, I'm just going to go on record as saying this almost undoes every single thing that worked in the first film. Everything. To the point, do you remember last time when we talked about, okay, well, if we were to break this down, this is like how, which it was, of how the format for like the Marvel cinematic films and how films are done now.
Mm-hmm.
This one's the blueprint for how all the films that ripped off the Marvel ones and didn't understand why it worked, like The Mummy and stuff did it. Where like, oh, we need a post-credit scene. What can it be? It's Sam in school. Ooh, look how he's gonna get an education. Ooh. Can't wait for the sequel for that diploma. Diploma's coming. That's the same as Thanos.
Diplomatron.
Yeah. But yeah, it literally undoes everything right with the first film. There's like two things. Well, there's like two or three things that I liked about this film, and it says it all when one of them is the end credits Linkin Park song.
That and one other part are everyone's favorites.
Yeah, I like that, and I enjoyed the fight between Optimus and the Fallen.
With the best line ever.
I just didn't enjoy anything around why they were fighting, who one of the characters was, or like Richter will mention, why one of them was wearing a different character that had only been established for 2 seconds before we suddenly meant to care.
Yep.
And it's even funnier because he's not even the best one they could have gotten for this film. Because obviously we go all over the place with these, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because in this film itself, the only reason it was Jetfire was he was closest.
Yep.
Brilliant. And do you remember the last one, how we talked about, oh, it's great because they managed to have a good story, or at least a pretty good story, and they managed to include a little bit of comedy characters here and there. This was a nice comedy film that now and again included a serious character for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like everyone,
every other character. Yeah, every other character is like, I'm the comic relief character. No.
Yeah.
We can't have Sam do it, and Bumblebee, and Sam's parents, and the twins, and Simmons, and his college buddies.
Yeah, and the first one seemed to have some sort of at least logic and structure. This one, within the first 2 seconds, it instantly threw out all the stuff from the first one of, oh, by the way, we've been here longer.
Yeah. Oh,
hopefully they don't do that in a sequel.
Yeah, it's like every sequel, they're like, hey, let's go back a little farther. But yeah, not only that, and it's just like, remember how Megatron was scary in the leader? Well, there's a guy above him, and he's scared of him. I'm like, why is he scared of it? What? He never mentioned him.
Like, eventually they go, oh, and we were here for prehistoric time and stuff. I can't wait till they go one further from that. It turns out the primordial ooze was basically just Bumblebee leaked. and it just evolved because reasons.
Transformers 7.
Well, it's not primordial. It got to the point of the prehistoric time, so they're just going to go back a little bit further, and that's just going to spin off into the Beast Wars movie.
Yes.
I'm going to make the
That's
case
just
it
prime.
wouldn't, because that would include logic and maintaining the continuity that came before it. It would be more Beast Machines at that point.
That's true.
No.
He nailed the shit out of Beast Machines.
Never go full Beast Machines.
Oh god, this is fucking terrible. Like, this film is like a Jim Carrey sequel that doesn't have Jim Carrey in it, but ironically somehow manages to keep the same cast. How? And it's funny because I literally watched this 4 hours ago is when I started watching it. I started watching about 7 o'clock my time, just before we went to do this.
Okay.
And I don't know what the plot was. Something about we need to maintain history, so now we're going to go smash up some pyramids. It's weird. Like, and some of the technology is all over the place. Like, there's at one point when Megatron's strangling Starscream, which in itself is that's a fun scene, completely ruined by the fact he knocks him into something and a baby Decepticon falls onto the floor and goes, like a little fetus Decepticon. You're like, what just happened? And as much I like Richter knows Starscream's my favorite. I should be glued onto that scene, like, ooh, I want to watch this, instead of you're going to explain the fetus Decepticon. The Feticon. No, just that, and then a random person comes on and goes, "It wasn't my fault." Okay, no, that didn't happen. That bit didn't happen, but
That would have
super
been way
relevant.
Should
Yeah,
have.
just punch the baby Decepticon. Oh, God.
Yeah, this film definitely had lots of problems with story and scenes. So, like, the whole crux of it, as far as I remember, is the Fallen is fighting the Primes because he wants the Matrix, and only the Primes can kill him. So he beats all of their asses. So apparently the Primes can't kill him, and then they steal the Matrix, but it's okay because you have to earn it. So why are they afraid of him stealing it if you have to earn it to get it? It's like somebody just wrote parts and then they just filmed that. Like, does this fit? Sure, whatever. Like, you could tell it was during the writer's strike. Nobody proofread anything.
Yeah, like, this whole movie can be summed up by that one scene inside his bedroom where he's having sex with a girl and Megan Fox walks in. It's like, oh, no, you didn't, and just walks out. He's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then suddenly her tongue extends, wraps around him, yanks him back to murder him, because it turns out the girl was actually a secret Decepticon that had been there the whole time, had enrolled in his school, had all the right paperwork, everything like that, because the plan was to get him alone and kill him, which then begs the question, well, he closed his door, you were alone. At what point did you think, you know what, I'm going to cut him a break and I'm going to help him get laid first?
Even better, there's like a scene earlier, I think it's like when he first meets her, and something goes wrong, and she gets mad and storms off, and it's like that's how a girl would probably react in that situation, but if she's there to kill him, why is she acting like a normal girl instead of just murdering him?
Yeah.
And then if she's trying to be secret, then when he runs, why is she like, screw this, transforms, blows holes in walls? You're like, hey, are you trying to do it undercover, or do you not give a shit? Which is it? Because then she turns back into the girl, so it's not like it's, oh, plan B, just shoot everything. Then she turns back into the girl, like, aha, secret. No!
Yeah. And like you said, like with the writing as well, it's like no one talks like they do in this film. Like, the first time Sam meets his roommate, they just quickly go through like a bullet points of what a speech should have been. about what not to do, but instead of actually, going through it, they just read the bullet. It's like they're both Jim and incapable of digressing from the bullet points of the list.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, if I gave Jim a list and said, Jim, can you read us that? I guarantee you he's going to read me the list. He's not going to think, oh, I should fill in the gaps between this and make it flow as a sentence. That's nothing bad, but Jim's not paid to be an actor.
Yeah.
No. It's like, I'm not paid to be an actor. If you were to ask me to do something like that, I'm going to fuck it up because I'm not an actor. They've got like almost one job.
I think if it was we were paid, I don't think it was to be an actor.
Yeah. And there's way too many tiny Decepticons. Like, there's a tiny one that's a surgeon. Tiny sidekick ones that Megan Fox burns his eye, and he's like, "That's my eye," and she's like, "Yeah, well, whatever. Sucks to be you, I guess." And has all the conviction of doing it in front of a green screen.
Mm. Well, that tiny doctor one, I believe that one was called Scout Line. Am I correct on that, John?
As far as I know, yeah.
I think that was actually a precedent for that one, but the wheelie was just, I think, original.
Oh, no. There's been tiny Decepticons and tiny robots and mini-cons and stuff before, but this film had way too many all at once. Instead of introducing them, they were just suddenly there when they weren't there in the previous stuff.
To be fair, that wasn't limited to the small ones. Like, even in the beginning, there's like a car Decepticon that I don't even think you see as a robot. He's like a robot for a split second while breaking through a house, and then Sideswipe just kills him, and you're like, oh, okay. And like in the final fight, there's just generic ones. They don't even turn into anything because they don't have paneling. They just like the skeletons. So the little ones and big ones are just like, just throw them in the scene.
And I feel like that's not that way through the whole franchise anyway. By the time I was in the fourth one, I'm like, okay, Optimus, Bumblebee, I don't know who the hell any of the rest of you are.
Yeah. I know, it was just weird to introduce them all at once. Like, you're like,
yeah.
There's a load of mini cons. Oh, is this based on Armada? No, it's the Fallen. Like, so they're not going to become a cool Sword and Shield? No, they're the comic.
That would be amazing. Really? Yeah. Well, one of them's like
they gave us a piss poor Devastator.
Yes, we will get to that. But like one of the little ones like shoots Sam, and it's like, are those like lethal bullets? Otherwise, where's the threat? Like it turns into a little evil robot, but it's just causing mischief. It's like knocking over bowls of fruit, and you're like, ooh, like it's not threatening.
Yeah, and I will just go on record as saying, and it's going to be kind of slightly funny because I am aware of I'm wearing this, but like I would put out how much controversy was there for Man of Steel
when they murdered the towns,
because he murdered Zod, which he only did because he was about to heat vision a kid in the face, so he had a choice to snap his neck or let a child die. This one, in the scene Richter mentioned a second ago, he cuts the fucking guy in half. Murder, because they clearly established they're sentient life forms that we're supposed to give a shit about whether or not they live or die. Cuts him in half, and it's like, whoa, did you see that dude? Totally pwned him. Dude, and that's it. And no one mentions it.
I know some people have called this Optimus Prime like Murder Optimus or whatever. And because he himself just destroys everybody. It's hilarious. Like, just compare him to G1. You're like, these are totally different people. Like, freedom is the right of all sentient creatures. Give me your face. What? Like, we'll deal with this in the other ones, but in like the fourth one, he just murders humans. And the third one, he murders like begging enemies. Like, please don't do it. And he's like, bow.
Yep.
Optimus is fucking crazy.
And I think the reason I think the reason for most of it is the problem we've kind of touched upon. They notice something works, but don't know why it works, so they just do it to like the 10th degree. Like in the first film, his parents worked as comic relief because they were hardly seen. They were funny.
Yeah.
So they played them up like fuck for the sequel. Like I'd argue in the first film, Optimus Prime wasn't that killy.
No.
I believe I'm going to use that as a word. Yeah. Second one of the best scenes was Decepticon punk. And you're like, oh my god, he's a badass. It's like, oh, they like it when he's badass and killing stuff. Let's do that to everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it wasn't badass because he killed him. It was badass because he did the line. He delivers it beautifully. It's a fucking great line. Well, it's not a great line, but it's one of those where it's great because he says it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then like, I am Optimus Prime. It's not a great line. Said in his voice is a fucking fantastic line. And then he shoots with the gun. And you're like, oh, that's so awesome. And they're like, they like it when he kills stuff. First one, they're like, oh, they liked Megan Fox. They thought, oh, they want to be sexually attracted to women. Obviously, people are. And like, they want to be sexually attracted to women throughout the whole film. Let's have a Decepticon that's also a sexy seductress. Sluttertron. Opens up a vagina and like loads of herpes shoot out of it. Like the like thingy sound waves discs transform. Oh god. So much wrong with this. And yeah, my biggest problem with this, so is like Richter knows, is I fucking hate the Fallen.
Yeah, the character didn't need to exist.
He does need to exist, but done right. Because I absolutely love in I'm not going to touch upon the story too much, but as I say, in the comics, he has a great story where he was from, and it's tied to Unicron. It's fucking brilliant. This one, okay, he kind of killed some other primes, but they just sort of do it as a sentence, and that's it. The other one, you got a sense of who this guy was. He had personality. This one, he's Megatron cosplaying as an Egyptian with a necklace. Basically, this is like... Did you ever watch the TV show Tough Enough, Jim? The new one?
The one with Stone Cold?
The one with, like, the Miz on the panel and stuff like that?
Yeah.
When he replaced a racist guy who shall not be named. And basically, this is like Megatron is playing the Pharaoh character that one of the rookies did in that trial period when he tried to play the Pharaoh. And it doesn't work. It's like, no, the Fallen doesn't need to be Megatron as an Egyptian. What? And yeah, like Richter said, Megatron then suddenly goes up to him and goes, oh yeah, so he's like taking orders from him out of nowhere. Megatron's the leader of the Decepticon. It's his thing.
Yeah.
Well, like, even when he dies, he's like, no. Like, he's scared instead of being like, all right. You know, like, you seem like Megatron would be like, now's my chance. Like, a little Starscreamy, but he seemed genuinely distraught when it's like, Megatron wouldn't care. He'd be like, whatever.
Yeah. Megatron's like, no. Why, Optimus? Why? Just sort of lets the Fallen go when Megatron floats away on that door at the end of the movie. Possibly I'm confusing it with Titanic, I'm not sure.
Never let go, Megatron.
The Matrix will go on. But it's also weird with like, oh, and by the way, the Matrix, the leadership, the way it works in the not the Matrix, the fuck's it? Allspark, I believe they call it in the film. It was almost the Matrix, but they changed it at the last second. Oh, stupid. The Allspark, where they're like, okay, and in the first one, like, okay, I know how it works, cool. Second one, like, oh, by the way, you absorbed it the whole time. And what does it do? It makes him show up Dwight from The Office, who's a college professor. He then just thinks he's having a nervous breakdown. It's like, get out of here, I'm not being punked. Anyone else want a nervous breakdown? You're like, you're a horrible professor. How are you still working here? If that's what, I understand the scene's played for laughs, but still, because the previous one established there's meant to be some seriousness here, you would wonder how the hell would he be employed if it's a case of, oh, one of my students had a mental breakdown. I'm going to accuse him of punking me and then kick him out of the room. So much wrong. The fight scene was cool.
Yeah.
And I will let Richter tell us all about his favourite scene.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I can't beat the Fallen on my own because only a Prime can't kill him. Yeah, and then he's like merges with Jetfire, which there's some precedence of some of them can merge.
Yeah.
But and then he flies around, beats him up, and granted, half of him was torn off, but I just remember the first time watching it, he beats the Fallen, and you're just like, whoa, man, that was he had won a hard fought battle, and then he just like discards the piece of Jetfire and walks over to his friends. I'm like, dude, that was another person that just is like, here, take the last of my energy, and he's like, thank you, friend, whatever.
Yeah.
Felt so not Optimus. Like the murdering things, it's like, okay, well, my Optimus might have to do it, and then he's just like, nah, fuck this guy. It's like, what?
Yeah, the guy
now you understand why. Now you understand why he wasn't worthy of the Matrix and why Sam had to become Robot Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole thing is just weird. This whole movie is weird.
Sam's like, I don't even forget my family. That's why I brought them into the war zone here for the final scene. What?
Yeah. And like, his roommate serves no purpose other than being, oh, I'm into crazy conspiracies. Look, we found some footage. And Sam's like, oh, Photoshop. Fake news.
Yes.
That's literally what Sam did. Oh, no, it's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake. And the guy's like, no, it's not. It's fake. No, it can't possibly be fake because I know stuff because crazy our truth rant. And
Sam,
Sam's like,
you
oh,
won't get
okay.
got.
Yeah, and Sam's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with this guy now.
He's my friend.
I can trust him because he's clearly telling the truth about the thing I know he's lying about. Oh god,
That sounds like this movie, yeah.
Accurate.
like it seems like they forced him in there because the guy from the first film just didn't show up.
Yeah.
The guy I remembered as Teddy from Hang Time.
He probably cost too much, and they're just like, we'll get somebody else.
Yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, he's clearly in like the exact same role.
Yeah, he's in, but they had to shoehorn in an excuse and like, oh god, how can we do it? Quick, introduce each other in 2 minutes. Blah blah blah, 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 cliff notes. We're roommates, yay. And then everyone's back together, and you're like, oh.
Yep.
And like the guy who was the police officer who was now working in a diner, he was cool in the first film. I liked this character in the first film. This one, what? This film, to use what Richter mentioned earlier as the joke at the beginning, he's like the scary movie or epic movie version of that character.
Yeah, he is.
But somehow he's been placed into this one where, oh, look, now here he is as Good Burger at the beginning. And I'll just call him Good Burger because I'll only have seen the trailer and won't remember Keenan or Kel's names. And just be like, he's Good Burger now. Yeah, that's cool, that's funny. And now he's this. Yeah, oh, okay. And now he's a super spy that's going to be like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. And just like, oh god, what is this?
There's another one of those coming out, by the way.
Which, Mission Impossible or one of the epic scary movies?
No, Mission Impossible. There was a trailer for it before Black Panther.
With Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. I'm glad he can still find work after he ruined The Mummy. No, I'm kidding.
But are you, though?
Partly, I haven't seen it yet. I just heard it's terrible, but I do have it, and I am waiting to watch it. Because I at least want... the trailer for it, I watched one of the trailers. One of them was like, oh, that looks awesome. The others were like, oh, that exists. So I'm hoping the others just misrepresented it. It's going to be fucking garbage, I know it is. Just like the WWE film just like the WWE film I now own, Rick, of Killing Hasselhoff.
It's true, he does.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was WWE, and one thing that annoys me about that, slightly off topic, obviously, I went to the page to look at who was in it.
Mm-hmm.
done by WWE Studios. There's a shit ton of celebrities as themselves. No wrestlers appear in this movie. And I'm like, wait, the one movie where you could actually include someone like John Cena or Big Show or anyone and just make them themselves so they don't even have to act, and it would be fucking perfect for any of them? No. But we have Mel B from the Spice Girls, and you're like, that's fine, but you have one job, WWE Studios, and that's to put wrestlers in these movies. You finally have an excuse where it would fit, and you'll go, nah, we don't want to see any in this one. It's just like, okay, I'm kind of, but part of me's like, if that might make it better, because I actually like the cast that's there. But yes, The Fallen.
The Fallen.
Indeed.
Oh god, like I said, it's so bad.
Yeah, I was. There were like small things where I was like, that was okay. The Give Me Your Face was great. I was glad that Soundwave was finally in it, and the satellite made sense to me, and he had minions. So I was like, okay, we're on the road to what I would like to see in Soundwave. And they put in Devastator, and he's made of construction equipment, and it's like, okay, you're on the right road. And then they give him balls, and I'm like, no. And they just like kill him with a railgun. It's like, all right, now his job was to break a pyramid, and it's like, what? He could like shouldn't he be trying to kill the Autobots and stuff? He's gigantic. And they're like, nah, he's gonna break the top off the pyramid and then die. And he has balls, and it's like,
why would they send why, Rick, would they send a giant to kill the humans when they clearly have a girl robot with a tongue and an army of tiny little robots that can be stopped by a helpless human by going, eh?
That's true.
Why? You make it sound like they want to succeed.
I know.
You gotta realize they're giant robots versus small human-sized people. They're following Zordon's rules.
But yes, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to kill him, and yet you're going out your way to do everything but kill him.
Yeah.
And then some things really should kill him. Like, when Megatron finally goes, I remember you, and grabs Shia LaBeouf and goes, oh, throws him fucking huge in the air, then slams him the fuck down right onto concrete.
And he's fine. And
Sam's like, ow, that was slightly painful. Oh no, now you're holding me down with metal. This hurts a lot. Ow, thank God this hurts. And the tiny little robot walking on my chest. That hurts. Being slammed into concrete? Oh god, that was a breath of fresh air compared to this. When he hits his head and thinks he's Indiana Jones' son, it's weird.
Dark universe.
Like, I swear, if you put that film, Indiana Jones 4, and insert it into the middle of this film, once Megatron slammed it down onto concrete and have him wake up, it would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh, now that explains it.
Now I want someone to do that.
But unfortunately, his dream would actually have better story than the rest of the movie. Well, that's not saying a lot either. And we lost Jim.
No.
He fucked off. He's like, they better not fucking dish my crystal skull.
It's like, you can trash talk everyone else, but not Megatron slamming Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
That's too far.
It is. But yeah, he'll probably be back. I'm not going to say it.
I was expecting it.
Yeah, I wanted to, but then probably just like, no, I'm going to resist the urge. But yeah, it's a case of, yeah, like nothing. Well, not nothing, but 99% of this film works, and the rest stuff the 99% of this film doesn't work.
Yeah,
and the stuff that does work, it's just a trailer's worth, basically. Like, that fight scene was cool. The song was cool, which you could put over it for the trailers. That's fucking brilliant. like you mentioned, like Soundwave. I didn't have a problem with him. Whenever they've used Soundwave in the films, I'm like, I'd have no problem with him. He would be cool for the trailer. The rest of the film, no. It's like they forgot their fucking. It's like they spent so long just going, okay, let's just put this in and this in and this, and not realizing to make it make sense.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, I've heard this description for other things, so I'm totally stealing this. But it feels like a lot of these elements, it feels like there was an alien that saw it and was just like, I can do that, and doesn't understand what it's supposed to do. It's not even like a stereotype, just like, oh, I see this element and this element, I'm just going to expand. And you're like, what? Like none of it, you know, kind of like, or you said that he like has the idea, but just doesn't fully realize it. Like, oh, I was just doing, like, no, none of this fits together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I said earlier, he sees, oh, this worked. Let's just do it over to death. Like, ironically, what WWE does sometimes.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times, where they're like, that worked. Let's do it in every segment. And then people are like, oh, I'm now sick of it. What? Why are you sick of it? You said you wanted more, and you're like, well, yeah, but that's like saying, oh, I'd like a little bit more stew, and then you just hold their mouth down and fucking funnel it down till their belly swells. Like, what's the matter? Don't you want fucking stew now, bitch?
I could go for a chicken sandwich. Gives giant chicken. I didn't want that much, but okay.
But I'm gonna make the comment. Then you better avoid KFC. That's super relevant for the news over here.
Ah.
Guess what ingredient they ran out of?
Chicken?
Yes. And had to close so many stores because they ran out of chicken. Because like they had a problem with a new supplier. Yeah. They had a problem with a new supplier or something, and they just ran out of chicken. And I'm like, you ran out of chicken? What? But yes, literally KFC ran out of chicken and closed so many stores over here. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
How do you run out of chicken when your one thing is chicken?
I don't know. But they did. They found a way. God damn it.
KFC finds a way.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But yeah, like I said, like I'm actually, because I obviously, like I said, I rewatched it today. I'm actually shocked how much of the film just doesn't work and should, because the first one was so good. Well, not so good, but it was better than this.
Oh yeah,
I think it was good or enjoyable, at least, if you like Transformers or whatever. It was fun. It was like it was enjoyable. This one, you're just like, oh, and it's like you just see people you like just be like completely like, oh, you wanted them in the film, they're there for 2 seconds, ruined.
Yeah.
What's the matter? You wanted them, didn't you? You wanted Jetfire in this movie, didn't you? What? You don't like what we did? But we made him a veteran. No, you made him a senior citizen. They got up and had to literally stretch off his bones and go, "Urgh," and then pass away. Yeah, but then he upgraded Optimus. Then you like Optimus, right? Yeah, and you like Jetfire, right? Yeah. So imagine an Optimus that's also a Jetfire. Come on, that's like all the things. And just like, wow, this isn't working.
Yeah, they take like, oh, you want these people? We're gonna give them cameos. What?
Yeah, it's like, you like the Muppets? You like Mario Party? Quick, buy Muppets Party Cruise on PS2. I'm gonna say I know at least one person in this room conversation made that mistake. Oh, did you make the same mistake, Rick?
No, I was pointing up to your box.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were pointing at yourself too. I was like, yeah, I'm not alone, but I was.
Sorry. We said it, and I was like, and for a second, I was like, he made that game up. No, it's probably real.
I was just saying, that's what I was gonna say. Like, wait, is that a real game?
Yeah, it might not be called Party Cruise. It might be something cruise, but basically, you're on a cruise, and you know the Muppets, and it's like Mario Party, but without any of the actual fun of Mario Party. And without any of the enjoyment of the Muppets.
It's like a KFC.
And without the pleasure of not having to have spent like £30-40 on picking this up. And without the embarrassment of saying to your friends, hey, let's play this. I've played that with people and I don't like it. But yeah, like, I also don't understand why Optimus had to wear him. I mean, we've all seen Transformers Energy, John. We know they just go fold in half and like link up. Why didn't they just do that shit? I mean, come on. Whenever I ask anyone the question, what do you think of when you think Transformers? They're like, fuck yeah, Energon.
It also raises the question, can any of them do it?
Good point.
Can Megatron turn into like a gigantic cannon that Starscream can wear on his arm and just kill everybody?
Yep. And it's just weird because, like you said, like, he throws everyone away, and you're like, oh, okay. Megatron sort of interacts with Starscream like they're supposed to. When, like I mentioned, Fetus is there. And you're like, what? Then at the end, when they're celebrating, Bumblebee's like, God blesses everyone. I'm like, oh God, he can talk. And they all just hug him, and it's really emotional, and they start leaking fluid out their eyes. And like, what's this? It's liquid. It's like, what is this? Oh my God, I'm crying. And Shia's like, no, you just got a fault. And normally when a car leaks like that, it means it's totaled and we're going to have to put you down. Freeze frame ending.
That's your after credit scene or your post credit scene.
Yes.
Like, didn't they fix Bumblebee's voice box at the end of the first one and the second one? Like, it's broken again because you liked it. So let's, like you said, do it. Just do it all the way.
Yeah.
Which is more hilarious. Which is more hilarious when you consider, okay, we're gonna break the voice box in the movie where we turn our main character into, you know, all powerful robot Jesus who could and should be able to fix that. He can revive an Autobot from the dead. He can't fix a voice box.
Well, they need someone to fix it. The medic Ratchet is fucking awful. Every time they need him, he's nowhere or can't do anything. I'm just saying, he would be kicked out of the raid. We're going to go kill the giant dragon. Oh, I can bring Ratchet. No, that's okay. We'll find another healer.
But in a world where that professor exists, he is the best doctor. Because the guy who was like a police officer is now just a cook because he can't do his job. Oh, actually, no, he actually did his job well. Yeah. He was told to capture Bumblebee, and he captured Bumblebee. Yeah. And then aliens can take out the entire army interfere. Like, oh, we need to fire that guy. Boo, he did his job correctly. But the people that don't, they're fucking rewarded in this universe.
The best doctor we see is the little Decepticon scalpel guy.
Yeah. But if it takes its medicine from Egyptian times, it's like, oh, I need to go straight to the brain. Up the nose. And you're like, oh, okay, you're not even just going to cut him open and gain access like we've learnt nowadays? No. Straight up the nose. Okay. You're also going to find out how he has a Wolverine healing factor with being slammed onto that concrete just mere seconds before, and now he's mouthing off.
That's the real reason he went up the nose. He's like, I need to figure out more than his brain. I got to figure out what mutant powers he has.
Yeah,
maybe he's vulnerable.
Maybe the Allspark healed him. But I would argue maybe it shouldn't do because he still had cuts on him the whole time. So no, none of this works.
I'm sure one of the drafts actually made sense, but
probably
when they took all 6 of them, like Devastator, and merged them together, something was lost, and it ended up with balls.
Well, if you believe the LOL dirt sheets when it comes to this, apparently Transformers 2 is actually an Emmy award-winning film. They had a brilliant script, and then they hired Scott Steiner to do the audio commentary for the DVD. And unfortunately, he did that first, so then they had to make the movie match.
Yes. How much money could he make if he just did audio commentary on movies?
A lot of money.
I also love the idea of him doing the commentary before they even shoot the film, so then they have to rearrange the film around it. It's like, oh shit, we've paid all that Scott Steiner money.
They just have him read the script and record it. Like, that's not in there. Whatever. It's fine. Just rewrite it.
And it turns out Spider-Man was really Mary Jane the whole time. What? Wait, what? He takes off his mask. And it's just like, okay, yeah, okay, we're gonna go with this.
I'm picturing he does that, and it just cuts to a guy holding his face in his hand with like a script in front of him and a pen, and he just crosses out large sections and starts writing notes while not even looking. Spider-Man equals Mary Jane.
I just like the idea of a writer as well. The person who wrote this going to the cinema with his family, all excited because he's actually done a really good script. Then sees what the director turned it into. He's just like, oh my god. And she's like, oh my god, you're actually crying? That's how emotional this was? No, my career. It's ruined. It was my career, and you blow it up.
Didn't he write The Mummy?
He might have.
I thought one of the writers wrote The Mummy or something. Maybe I just heard that.
Probably.
The new Mummy? The new Mummy? The reboot Mummy or the original Mummy?
The one that you haven't watched yet. That we mentioned earlier.
Well, I will admit, I absolutely do find one thing hilarious with that, which I made the kind of joke then of so many people saying, oh, I'm not going to watch the new one. Why? It's a reboot. So, well, I loved the Brendan Fraser one. What? The reboot? The one that's actually a reboot? And they're like, no, it wasn't. I watched that first. What? No.
That's not how that works.
No. Again, this would have been better. It's not good, but it's enjoyable in part. Actually, a lot of it, this is enjoyable, and actually has an okay story. It's a step up from this. Hell, the movie Step Up is a step up from this. Oh god. But yeah, we'll go to everyone's ratings of this.
Yeah.
What was your rating, Jim?
Oh, I don't know. Let's throw it a 60. I'll be generous.
Fair enough.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, clearly somebody put effort into this in some manner. It's just the effort was entirely misplaced and in no way focused. Because, like, okay, the Transformers got animated and they looked like the Transformers were supposed to look based on the previous film. It's like you hired the cast back. Just everything else was wrong.
Fair enough. Jim gave it 60 out of 5 stars. The Meltzer system. Over to Richter.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a couple things I kind of liked. A lot of it could have done much better. A lot of it is a mess. But of course, "Give me your face" is a wonderfully awful line.
Of course.
Yeah, it's out of 5, yeah, I'd go with like a 2, maybe 2.5. It's not good. What's funny about these movies is it's a sequel, but a lot of these, if you don't watch the ones before it or after, you're still fine. So you could easily skip this one, and the third one will make just as much sense.
True.
Probably more so.
Probably, yeah.
And fair enough. And yeah, on my system with the thumb system, in fact, I'll give it 2 thumbs down for emphasis.
Nice.
Damn. I think that's the first ever.
I don't know. I think I gave Power Rangers, the 2017 one, 3 thumbs down.
You might have.
It was that much worse than this movie. But yeah, this one gets 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
This was
2 thumbs and a vape down.
Yeah, 2 thumbs down. History. There you go.
That was a good effect.
But yeah,
Better than the effects of this movie.
Yeah, the effects were cool.
Yeah, that was about the thing going for it. Is it looked mostly like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And like we touched upon on the first one, it's worse so on this one. There's too many of they look the sames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when they keep giving him minorities as sidekicks. Oh, sorry, you thought I was on about the Decepticon? No, I am on about the Decepticon.
They even like copied and pasted ones from the last movie. They're like, oh, remember the helicopter guy? Yeah, Black Guy was cool. Oh, here's another one. Oh, is he it's the same exact model. He has a different name. He's the same color and everything. Are you going to reuse the tank? It seems like the tank would be effective. Oh, no, we're not. What?
That's how the toys work. That's accurate.
That's true. Usually they'd be a different color, but yeah.
Yeah, they would be a different color.
They reused like random ones. It was like the helicopter, okay, but you didn't recolor them, but you're not going to reuse the tank. Like you think of, I'm going to have guys, to shoot Autobots. Nah, don't bring another tank. That's fine.
Yeah, then in the
bring
desert,
another construction equipment piece.
But they don't reuse the Scorpion.
Well, did he die in the first one? I didn't think he did. I thought he just disappeared, and then in this one he just shows up. Like that's the payoff. It's like, oh, I remember him. Oh, he's dead now. Okay.
I remember. But yeah,
I remember.
But yeah, the effects look cool. But yeah, in this one it was worse than normal. They look the same. Like I mentioned, like literally the Fallen looks so much like Megatron with the Egyptian necklace on that it's just ridiculous. And I will go on record to saying the Autobots, I think, in these films look fucking awesome. I love the look. Like I love Optimus' design. I like a lot of them. The Decepticons, I will go on record. I will admit I don't like how they look. Like I love Starscream. He looks terrible in this. I like that this one kind of does, which we kind of touched upon on the last one. There was that scene where in the first movie the planes shoot at Megatron and it turns out one of them's Starscream, but that's only because the fan said one of them was Starscream. So he made it actually slightly canon in this film. So you're like, oh, that's cool. And he made Starscream act like Starscream. Yay.
Yeah.
But when he did nothing, but he didn't look like Starscream, and the look of him, because how much of the stuff around him looks the same, kind of ruins it. Because like in most Transformers, in all the ones I can think of at least, all the Decepticons at least have a unique look to them. Because because there's multiple elements to why people like their favorite Transformers. Some get drawn on color, some get drawn on, ooh, I like tanks, or I like bikes, or I like this. Some of them get drawn on personality. Some it's a combination of all of them. Some of it's the weapon. Making them all exactly the same and only doing personality to two of them kind of ruins everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is all the Autobots get unique colors, but so many Decepticons are kind of gray, silver colored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. Even with the Autobots outside of Prime and Bumblebee, I find it hard to even tell them apart. Like I just go to every movie and just pretend that Optimus and Bumblebee are hanging out, Megatron's over here, and they just got whole new armies. But like I don't know who any of these bots are. I don't know if they were in the last movie. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's going to be worse than the Bumblebee one coming up. You won't be able to tell John Cena and Mark Wahlberg apart.
I know.
I'm joking with that.
Technically, I will, because Mark Wahlberg is the one we'll be able to see.
Yeah, and I will make the comment with that. If that's slightly one thing that was weird, like in my opinion, Shia wasn't good in these. Sorry for that controversial opinion. That's gonna rip the internet apart with what? Did someone criticize Shia LaBeouf in this? What? Okay, no one's gonna do that ever. But I will make the case. Mark, is it Wahlberg? Whatever the hell is
Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's cool in the next. He's cool when he replaced him. He's actually better. He's a step up.
He is.
And then they're replacing him with John Cena, who's like a budget version of him. So it's like it's gone up and then down. You're like, wait, what?
Well, I think after John Cena, isn't it going to a reboot anyway?
It might do. They've said there's a possibility of it, but then people got confused over whether or not that was meant to reboot with how they worded it. But as people said, they're not actually going to say, oh yeah, we're going to reboot this, so don't watch it, it's pointless. So they're going to use some sort of trickery. But yeah, the look was just, I hate that look of the Decepticons, because I like a lot of how the Decepticons look in a lot of the stuff because how they normally look is really cool. Like, and it makes no sense either because you could argue, oh, maybe they don't have the same technology as the Autobots to cloak themselves to match stuff on our world. In which case, how did that girl exist? Why wasn't she just a grey female? When they've managed to match skin tone and clothing and make textures so her clothes moved like real clothing. What, you couldn't like paint Starscream red? No, we don't have the technology for that. Why? We just spent all our money on her tongue. Why does she need a really long tongue? To murder him when he tries to run away when she reveals herself. Why is she going to reveal herself? Because of her giant tongue. Ah! You make no sense. Look, it's better to have a giant tongue and not need one. And like, what if she wants to get close to Megan Fox's character? And he's like, what? Well, a really long tongue will really help out there. I'm like, oh, good point. But yeah, two thumbs down because yeah, they messed up everything.
Oh, we didn't make fun of the twins enough, did we?
The Megan Fox's chest were okay.
Nice.
I'm kidding, but yeah, the twins were just horrible.
Yeah,
What accent was that?
Making fun of Michael Bay for putting in unnecessary racist characters just feels played out at this point.
Yeah. Just felt weird that we hadn't mentioned it.
No, but we just ironically grouped them all together with a different race of mini robots.
We did.
We did.
But yeah, they were horrible, and yeah, that accent, it felt racist, but at the same time, part of me was like, is that an actual accent? Because it sounded fake.
I don't know.
But it sounded offensive when it was fake, if that makes sense. Like, you're like, ooh, that's going to offend whatever race that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that. Yeah, they were horrible.
Yeah.
I will say the next one coming up is better than this one, so yay. Next month we get a step up.
We only have to go back as far as the 60s for that one.
Yep. We're grade 60 stars, like Spock when he was alive.
This is the one where he goes crazy.
Yep. But yeah, next one we have Optimus Prime teams up with Spock.
Yep.
For a Star Trek Transformers crossover. But that's fun.
It is.
Then the fourth one, they cross over with Way Back, a dinosaur story.
It's a sharp tooth.
Oh god, yes, Land Before Time.
Before Time.
Yeah. Yup.
What it do?
And basically, it's a case of, yeah, that's just... Why? Why do they keep messing it up this way? It's so terrible. But yeah, like we said, it gets better. Not much better.
Yeah.
It can only go up from here.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like it goes from being like Van Wilder 2, the Taj story. Still better than the prequel. And then it goes to... Yes, I've seen that, unfortunately. And then it felt like it went from that to like the Green Mile. Because part of me I liked the first Van Wilder, so I was like, I'll watch the sequels. It's like I liked the first. I liked like 5-6 seasons of Power Rangers, and I've still watched it 25 years later.
Yeah.
And it's still garbage. They got ninja stars. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. And completely ironic you bring up Power Rangers, considering that the licensing, the toy master toy license is now switching over to Hasbro, who is best known for Transformers. Bam!
It is. That's brand new information.
I know.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's an exclusive. It wasn't just mentioned 5 seconds ago by Rick. Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah, not a good movie.
No.
It's not even a good movie to say, oh, you might like it ironically, because it doesn't have ironically enough humor for that. But god damn it tries its best.
Yeah.
Tries its best to have humor. It includes as much humor as it can do. It's just not very good at it.
Nope.
It tries hard to have humor when not understanding what humor is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like Jim at an orgy.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He's read about the concept in a book, no idea how it works. And that's how they did the humor.
Yep. But if they balance it out with also doing drama while not understanding how that works.
They got some drama down. Tongue. Do I need to remind you about the tongue? Just think how much better Schindler's List would have been if Hitler had gone with a tongue.
Robotic tongue.
Yeah. Think how much better the band Kiss would be if their tongue was longer and more robotic. It would be amazing.
I'd kind of want their instruments to transform into robots that also have instruments. But
I mean, I'm just going to say, one movie had a girl that was completely crap with a gigantic tongue that was overly sexualized, and her face melts like she's looked at the Ark of the Covenant. And that was this film. One film didn't, and was also based on an 80s property called Josie and the Pussycats. Or Gem and the Holograms. Either one of those two films works for this analogy. Which one was successful financially? It's the tongue. It's the tongue.
That's fair.
I mean, I hope Sony's paying attention for this for the Venom movie. Because you have a giant long tongue. It's actually, the bar's been set pretty high for fake CGI tongues. Meet us up here, Sony. But yeah.
He's gonna fight Robo Venom.
Yeah.
Just to get the Robo tongue.
Yeah.
He's gonna face Carnage, and they're both gonna be the same color because that's how bad guys work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want him to fight Carnage, but yeah, considering how often in superhero movies it's like, oh, he's gonna fight his greatest nemesis, the guy that's a lot like him. No. I was gonna joke like, yeah, they'll put a symbiote on someone. Then you're like Carnage. I'm like, fuck. Of course I forgot Carnage, but damn it, they might actually do that.
I believe they confirmed it was Carnage.
Ah.
Only because he makes the most sense for the Venom movie. Because how do you make people root for Venom when in a more evil version of him?
It's true.
However, yeah, I don't like Carnage or
that.
Toxin or any of the other Venoms that aren't Eddie. Or or was it Carnum or Age or what the fuck it was called in Lego Marvel 2? But they mix Venom and Carnage together and makes one. I'm like, fuck that.
I believe it was Carnum.
And then when they beat the boss, does Venom discard Carnage? Like he just drops.
He should.
He should.
But yes, I was Chriz the Mole.
He was.
Richter Hammer.
He was.
Thank you.
And James the Phoenix.
I was.
And join us next month for Transformers 3. 5 Goes West. Peace.